There's only like 3 or 4 people in South Florida that are doing this. Yeah, let's get on this right now.
The main question for everybody: how to finance it here in the United States?
Did the government help you in any way?
No!
They have people who are helping with that stuff, but it's not official.
Yeah.
Especially then you are the owner of a small wine shop.
Exactly.
Very good
You just want to
experience.
get drunk. Come on.
He likes tasting wine, that's all right, man. As far as franchise, if I ever franchise it out, that's when I'm moving to Europe, so.
What is your dream now?
What is my dream now?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Okay, so hi team.
Hello there.
Good.
So could you introduce yourself a little bit and tell a little bit about the place we are in
All
now?
right, yeah, my name's Tim Graham. I'm the owner of Small Wine Shop here in Fort Lauderdale. It's a natural wine store. We focus on low intervention, organic, biodynamic wines, which are different from the conventional wines that you usually see in like grocery stores or liquor stores, especially here in America. Many of our producers that we bring in are very small producers. They might only make 100 cases or so of different wines. You know, we're one of basically just a small handful of these types of shops in the United States, but definitely here in Florida.
The main question for me was, how did you come up with this idea?
I've been working on this for a little while. I've been in the wine business for almost 20 years now. And about 5 years ago, I just started leaning myself towards natural wines and these smaller producers. And wherever I was running a wine shop, wherever, I would like slowly bring a little bit in, but I was working for people that did not believe in it whatsoever. They knew what sold, and it was the big brand names, it was the big styles of wines. And I knew that if I had to do something like this, I was gonna have to do it on a smaller scale, and I was definitely gonna have to do it myself because I wasn't gonna be able to convince anybody else to do it. Luckily I had a wife who believes in this, and she works here with me. She does all the marketing aspects of this, so if you see anything on Instagram or Facebook on anything, that's her. I mean, she made this place look the way it does. I just take care of the wine. I'm the idiot that talks about the wine. I'm fine with that. It really like cemented in me when we were in Barcelona, and like natural wine is like really taking off there, and you have like Bar Brutal, which is a fantastic place to just learn about that because they have so much stuff there, and that just cemented in me. I was just like, yeah, I can do this, and I can do this wherever I go. Florida was not my first choice to come for that, but my wife has family here, and I took a look at it, and I'm like, there's only like 3 or 4 people in South Florida that are doing this. Yeah, let's get on this right now, so.
Okay, so let's go back to the business. How much time actually did it take you from this day of idea to the place we are in now?
I would say 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years from when we first said we're going to do this. I think we got a little bit sidetracked for about a year. We were just busy with our normal lives and everything, but we first thought of it about 3 years ago. We've been talking about different places for a little bit longer than that. But we were looking for where we were living in Dallas, Texas at the time.
Okay.
And we did not want to do one there because if we had a wine shop there, then I'm competing against friends, and I did not want to do that. I wanted to do it someplace else, so we were looking at all these other places. We finally decided here, so we moved here in February of this year. So from February until when we opened a month ago in July, that was the main aspect of it. But I was doing little things here and there, like, you know, like setting what I would like to bring in, getting in touch with the distributors and seeing what they had to offer, working with some of the portfolios of the importers, making sure that they had products down here in South Florida before then. But the main the main thing about the shop for being open was about 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what made you go here? I mean, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the Texas thing.
Yep.
And I understand you don't want to compete against your friends, but coming here, you're kind of cutting off all roots, and you're starting from scratch without friends, without it.
No, actually, well, my wife has family here.
Oh, well, yeah. You
Yeah,
said that.
so my wife has great family here. Most of them live in the Miami area. We decided to live in Fort Lauderdale. Her father lived in Deerfield Beach, which is right north of here, but we both love Fort Lauderdale. I mean, we were coming down to Florida a couple of times a year.
Oh, so
Yeah, it wasn't like we'd never been here before.
Okay.
I just did not expect us to move here, I've liked Florida a lot. And then I just saw, I was like, this would be a perfect place because nobody else is doing this. So why not do it and find a place that it would actually work? It's not going to work in a demographic which has an older demographic to it. It has to be a younger demographic. You have to have like people that are into knowing what they put into their bodies as far as like eating and drinking and things like that. But people that are artistic, they're entrepreneurs, they're willing to try new things. And that's what I found here in this neighborhood, Flagler Village in Fort Lauderdale.
it's
So
kind of like Vineyard
Yeah.
Wynwood.
yes, it totally is. It totally is.
You mentioned that nobody did it here before.
Yes.
So it could be an advantage, but it could be a disadvantage. How do you feel about
yes.
that?
Oh no, it could be a total gamble. Like, maybe I read it wrong. And yeah, that is the gamble of it. I don't think I did. I think but by what we've seen since we've been open and the way that people have kind of like gravitated to come here, most people that were doing that know about natural wine and they want natural wine, they were either ordering it online. And the thing about like that is that it gets so hot here during the summertime, most places won't ship to Florida during the summertime. So they were having to wait through the entire summer to get these wines, or they were going over to the west coast of Florida, driving over to like Naples, and that's out of their way. They needed a neighborhood store that would carry these styles of wines. And so I knew that. I knew that there was really only one other one here in South Florida. There was another wine shop that had like maybe half natural and half conventional. So yeah, I knew that we would be there. We're the only one in this county, Broward County, that's like this. And we're the only one north of Miami like this until you get like up to Orlando. So
The interesting question. Most of people, I think, who is watching now, they are dreaming about something like this.
Yes.
So small wine shop or small shop.
Family owned.
Yeah, family owned. They like with the things they like to do. But the main question for everybody, how to finance it here in the United States. So if it's not a secret, so people need money to open the business. How did you do about that?
Where's your oil well?
Or wine well.
Wine well.
Exactly. My wife and I, we had a small nest egg. We dipped into that a little bit, not completely, because we would like to retire one day. So we dipped into that a little bit, and we sold our house in Dallas, and we took a good portion of that to help open this up. But it did not take a lot of money to open this. We did this for under $100,000.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of the things that we did on the inside, we did ourselves. We were lucky enough to find this space to where we didn't have to do a lot of construction. Everything was just pretty much repaint.
Pre-done.
You just needed to do like a little cleaning up of it. I still have a kitchen that I need to work on here, but beyond that, we did everything for under $100,000. So.
Did the government help you in any way?
No.
But here, it's like a double-sided question.
Yeah.
Have they helped you since the whole thing?
No, they haven't. No.
But have you applied or just?
Yes, but I didn't have a shop.
That's
I
true.
was not open on January 1st,
Yeah.
so that they did not look at me as a running business.
Right.
I was in the process of opening my business, but I wasn't a running business. So all of that PPP money, the CARES Act and everything, I couldn't get any of that whatsoever. And I tried, and it was okay. I look on it now that actually that's probably a good idea because I don't owe anybody any money on that. It took a little bit more out of what we had on our back end aspect, but I'm kind of glad that we didn't do it. So.
Okay, I remember the time then I first saw the small wine shop,
Yep.
and guys were here, but I think for more than 2 or 3 times I came here and I talked to guys and they had everything settled here, but they couldn't sell any
No, we
bottle.
couldn't get open. That was the hardest part, is because everything was shut down. There were no one in government offices were actually in the offices. They were all at home. So it would take like maybe a normal business week to get everything running was taking 3 weeks or 6 weeks. I had to send something up to the state capitol. I didn't get it back until 6 weeks later in the mail. I found a good lawyer that deals with zoning regulations and everything, and he cleared it all up for me because he knew who to talk to. That would be my first thing to say to anybody. Like, if you're wanting to open up a shop here, get you a good zoning attorney. That way they can cut through all the legal red tape, and they can find the way to get your door open faster. If I would have done that at the very beginning, it would have saved me about 3 years off of my life, because I think I worried about it so much. That would be my first thing to do, is like, if you find a place that you want to open, just find that lawyer, put down a little retainer with him, and they'll do the work for you.
Yeah, we talked about that thing before, because paperwork is the main
Oh,
thing
man.
here to open the business in the
Yeah,
United States.
and you think that you can do it yourself because you're doing everything else, and you know what you're doing, and it seems like such a right thing. But you have one person in the office that never talks to this person over here, and it gets so hard to deal with it. But if you can have somebody there that will, and really as a business expense, it's worth more than money, because that person you can always go back to again. Like if you're wanting to change a little something, go, hey, can I do this? And they'll tell you whether or not you can. And if you need to do a little something different, they'll be able to help you out.
Yeah, and let's mention that it's not a corruption thing. It's
no.
It's officially.
Yes.
There are people who are helping.
It's a feature.
Yeah, it's a feature here in the United States, because if we are talking about post-Soviet Union countries, any of them, so they have people who are helping with that stuff, but it's not officially.
Yeah. That's his job. He's a lawyer. It's what he does. It's what he specializes in. And he just knows the right people to talk to, so that he doesn't have to go through everybody that I had to go through.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was going basically from the bottom up. He just went to the top.
Yeah, we faced a lot of times with the same kind of thing, and if you do not know right people, it's very difficult. And for you guys who are watching this, and if you're talking and you're thinking about opening business in the United States, it's one of the main things you have to keep in mind, that you have to have right people. You have to have a lot of stuff to do, paperwork.
You have to have the right lawyer, but also the right lawyer in the right business.
Yes.
Because like we're going through a situation now in one of my businesses where we were recommended a lawyer. He's an actual professor at college.
Okay.
But he's a sports attorney.
All right.
And we're dealing with loss of revenue and
which is different. Yeah.
So he's a great lawyer, but in a completely different field.
Yeah.
And we're kind of stuck, like guiding him what to do.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, we were lucky because we were talking to a fellow business owner, just has a business just around the corner here, and we say, do you know anybody? And she said, I know one lawyer. Let me talk to him. And so she talked to that lawyer, and that's the lawyer that said, no, you need to talk to this guy.
Right.
Because, once you find like those types of people, and you will, if you open up a business, you're going to be talking to other business owners, because you need to talk to the business owners in your area so that they know that you're open, and then they can recommend you and you can recommend them to other people as well. But it's that networking aspect and getting to know other people, and because then if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, it's a lot easier than going in cold and talking to somebody.
So, and they are ready to share this information
Oh, yeah.
with you.
Oh, yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, people love to share information.
Yeah.
People love, like, if they have a good experience with somebody that helped them out, they are more than willing to tell somebody else about it here.
Yeah,
So.
especially then you're the owner of a small wine shop.
Exactly.
Because they know how to deal with that. So let's talk about marketing. So
Yes.
you opened like a couple of months ago.
Yes.
And what do you do now? What are the channels you are using? And I know that it's your lovely wife
Yes.
who is doing that thing. So what are you doing?
Well, my wife Tracy has been in marketing pretty much most of her career. So we started out, we were actually marketing fairly well before we even opened. One of our standards is Instagram and Facebook. We do daily post on Instagram.
Is there something that really stands out? So like if you had one that you could leave and everything else you had to take out.
I think we'd still do Instagram more than anything else because it reaches more people. And especially because, we're in the stories, we're on the main grid too, but now they have reels. So we've done some reels, which we've got a lot of views from. And then we do an Instagram live here at 8 p.m. every Thursday, where we talk about a region or a wine region or a style of wine or a varietal, and we'll go more in depth for a full hour. So we do that, and those are very popular. We have people that are on there with us live and like asking questions, but then we get even more views once we put it on IGTV, and we probably quadruple our views off of that.
We should do a wine discussion together.
There you go.
And if to be honest, a couple of times
He's obsessed with wine, and I'm
He knows.
drinking
He
wine.
knows that.
because I saw that thing, so I really participated in this kind of shows.
We can actually do like a dual Instagram
Yeah.
live.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to, because it's a very good
You just
experience.
want to get drunk.
He likes tasting wine. That's all right, man.
Yeah,
Completely understand.
yeah, but it looks very good because I saw that IGTV shows and it's very interesting, and you can ask questions and people just answering them, and a lot of people participating, and they're like sharing what are they drinking now.
And at the end, everybody has to
Yeah.
take an Uber.
And we tell people ahead of time, a week ahead of time, what we're going to be doing. We tell the wines that we're going to be tasting. If they want to come by, they can get a couple of the wines, because we talk about 5 or 6 wines, but we only taste 2 of them.
Right.
And then we usually don't. If we open the bottles or if we use the Corvin system on the bottles, we'll usually have the bottles the next day for people to come in and taste if they just happened upon us. So.
Yeah.
As to neighborhood, so you mentioned that it's really good, like Wynwood style neighborhood.
Yes.
And
Look at the wall.
yeah, what are you doing with these guys, all your neighbors? So communicating or
So we're really, this is an area that's being built up, and this is not the end of it. It's just in the middle of a major renovation. There are more apartment complexes going in to this area, very upscale. They all have their, beautiful pools and everything, and the people want to hang out at their pools, but they want something to drink at the pool. So they come by and come here. So we have collaborated with numerous apartment complexes around here. When they get a new tenant, they get basically a coupon from us to come in and try the store, because if they're new to the area, they need to find some place that they need to go for their wine.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Did you set it up with the building management?
Yes. Yeah, we just went and knocked on the door at the building management and said, hey, we're new, and I know that you do this. I did this at the last place I was at as well, and it's just a good way to get those new people that are coming in.
you are growing now, day
Yes.
by day, week by week,
Yes.
month to month.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome.
If I was regressing, I would not be a happy face right now. But no, this weekend was our best weekend yet.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It keeps getting, we keep getting more and more people, and it's new faces. It's not just the same faces every time. It's
Like
new people
me.
coming in. Yeah. So we have people that come in. They saw us on Instagram. We have people coming in. because they heard from a friend that we're open. We have people come in because they saw it on the Raisin app.
People stay here
Yeah.
when they come in?
Yeah, they'll, we're not a bar. We don't sell wines by the glass or anything. But if you buy a bottle, I'll open up the bottle for you. It's quite all right.
You should put board games here.
I've got board games at home. I keep forgetting them.
You gotta put board games.
I keep forgetting them. I got like 9 board games. I'm like, it's perfect right underneath here, and I can put them here.
This is the Jenga table.
And I keep on forgetting
it's
them.
soft.
Yeah, it's all there.
And then we were thinking like, should we have like some wine specific games? And like, if anybody wants to like consult with me on a wine game, I would love to make a wine game.
You know what you could do? You could actually put on your Instagram, hey, bring some board games, you get free wine.
There you go.
I'll trade you a board game for a wine.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Could I?
Only good board games. If you bring a bad board game, man, I'm gonna have to go, hey.
Quick question. Quick question. Could I come, but not playing games? I just want to taste wine.
Yes. You just want to
Yeah.
sit there and taste wine and not say anything to anybody? You go right ahead.
Okay.
So the main question that I had, like coming here, was, do you have food or not? Because when I had a nightclub, we were noticing that a lot of people were coming in at 1, and then by like 4:30, they would start leaving. And I realized that they're going to get breakfast. And I'm serious. So
Yeah.
we put in a kitchen inside the club, and we ended up, people would go downstairs, they would get the breakfast, and then they would go back upstairs. So the question is, do you have food, or are you planning on bringing it?
I plan on food. We've always planned on food. But because of the way that the COVID hit and everything, and we just wanted to get open, so we became just more of a bottle shop at the moment, selling wine. But I have a whole back room that I'm converting into a kitchen. And we only wanted to have like small bites, like Spanish tapas, meats, cheeses, and the like. And so, go ahead.
How's the traffic here at night?
It's really not that bad.
Okay, so what I can recommend for you, if you guys stay open until like 8ish, 9ish, is link up with food trucks.
Oh yeah.
And just swap a food truck every other night, and that way you have the people wine tasting.
That's a great idea.
That is a great idea, and we're in talks with 3 different food trucks and carts that we're going to be doing a brunch with one of them. We're going to be doing a special dinner with another here. And we want to support people like that as well, because I love food trucks, and a lot of these, they start food trucks because they don't have the capital to start a restaurant. Right. But it's a good business, and the food is good. So why not? We have the building. Why not? I'll park it in the back in my parking lot, and we could just run the food in here. It's a great idea.
If you want to get away from the tickets and stuff, you can say, tonight we're having this and this and this.
Yes.
And if you're with the fire department or the NYPD. Or if you're from...
So it's a bit of a trek for those guys. But
And if you're with the PD, you can come in and you get like half off or free or whatever. Or treat, thank you very much for helping us out.
Yeah, and another thing that we're having to deal with, especially here in Fort Lauderdale, is just how many people can you have in this place? Because we are fairly small.
That's why I was saying, if you have the truck here, people come in, they grab their wine, and you can have like a little block party kind of thing.
Yeah.
I
would like to be able to like put some seats outside on the sidewalk.
There you go.
As well, but I have to get a special permit for that. That's why I have a lawyer. So that he talks to people for me, so I don't have to do it.
Back to basics.
Write down the idea.
Yeah.
Is there any particular wine that people go for the most? And is there like anything that stands out that they're like, we need this?
I think that people that have been getting into natural wines either want to try orange wines, which are not made from oranges. It is a skin macerated wine. It's a white wine, but they leave usually with the white wine. You make the wine, you press the grapes, and you take the juice off the skin so you don't get any color variation, because especially like here in America, people like very clear looking wines. But in skin macerated wines, they leave the skins on there for a period of time. This might be as little as a few hours to actually months. depending on what they want. So it changes the color of the wine, but it also changes the profile of the wine. So it tends to be a bit more tannic, like a red wine, but it has more spice to it, not as bright fruit, more subdued like dry fruit to it. That's a big one that people go for. And also pet nats, Pétillant Naturels. It's also called Method Ancestral. It's a way of making a sparkling white wine without making it in the way of like a champagne. And what you do is you take a fermentation of a wine up to a certain point before it's finished, and then you put it in the bottle and you let it finish the fermentation in the bottle. The byproduct of that finish of the fermentation is that it gives off CO2, which has caused the bubbles there. So you have a lightly sparkling wine that's made a different way. And those are very exciting because they tend to be a bit more rustic in flavor, and they tend to have a little bit like a Brett note, which is kind of like a bready note to it, and people are really excited about those.
Follow-up question.
Sure.
Since you're like a walking encyclopedia of wine, do you have a house brand, and are you planning on launching one?
I would love to have. I would like to. I never want to make wine myself. Never want to make wine myself.
That's why I said a house brand.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to collaborate with a winery that I believe in, to have a small wine shop, just like maybe a trio of wines. I would like to have an orange wine, I'd like to have a sparkling wine, and probably a white and a red wine to go along with it. But yeah, that's something that I would like to do.
You talked about a lot of things most of the audience do not understand. As far as I understand your mission, maybe I'm not correct, but tell me, what do you think about this? Your mission is to educate people and to show them good wines, to show them good new ways of drinking, new ways of styles and things like that. Am I right?
100%. Yeah.
Is it, what quick question, follow-up quick question. Yeah. Is it difficult? Because most of the people I know here in this area, especially in the United States, they're not keen on wines. So they know that there is a Publix.
Yes.
And they can buy something from 10 to 15. It's good for them. Yeah. So what's your thoughts about that? What are your thoughts?
Because I'm more of a niche, I'm not going to hit everybody.
Yeah.
But the people that come here, they need to be educated. They want to be educated about these wines, and they want to try something new. They want to have something that other people don't have. And they want to be able to go around to their friends and their family and say, oh, you've never had this before, and I know you haven't, so try this wine here that comes from Austria or Slovenia or this part of France that you never really hear of because Bordeaux and Burgundy are more popular. Yeah, so the education part is first and foremost on my list of what we're trying to do. And I know that people that go to like a Publix to buy their regular wine that they get all the time, I'm not really going to be able to convert that person to come to this shop, but their friend I might get, their son or daughter, I definitely can get. So yeah, there's just some that that you're not going to be able to get, but the ones that are trying for something new, that you can.
And do you have enough such people to run the business as you like it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
definitely so. I mean, we already have that, and we're only growing. I would love to open up another one of these.
It was my next question.
Did I jump your question? I'm so sorry.
No problem.
All right. No, I would love to open another one of these down the road. And up the road, I mean, I would love to have one of these as you just kind of go up the road.
He's running it. He's answering this.
Let me ask this question.
Okay, you ask this question.
Do you have any plans? Okay, what are the plans? Let's talk about the future, and let's think about like 3 or 5 years. So how do you see your business? How do you feel your business? How do you want, if you want to scale it, or maybe franchising or partners, or do it by yourself? Tell us about all the plans for people to understand that you can start with the small wine shop or any shop.
Yeah.
And you can go ahead. So what are your plans?
Yeah, my wife and I have actually talked about that aspect. It's like, would we want to open up another shop or something like that? I would love to open up another shop and help somebody out, like bring them in to manage the shop, and then consult with them about the selection that goes into the shop and everything. But I never want to have a place to where I dictate what wines go into where, because I have found over the years that wines that work in a certain area might not work in another area. And what people buy there is very unique to the area that they're living in. I worked for a chain of upscale grocery stores in Texas, and they had, in the Dallas area, there was basically 5 different of these stores. What I sold at one store, they wouldn't sell at another store that might be 10 miles down the road. And that's just 10 miles. And you would sell like more Chardonnay at this one store than you would sell at that store. So it's very unique.
That's kind of what makes a good buyer.
Yeah, and but I had people above me that could not see that. So they were buying just these large amounts for all of these chains to get the best price. But the fact that you can work with a distributor and you don't have to do that, and you still get the best price, because your store has to be unique in the area that it's in. So I know that I might not be able to take like this store and put it into another city, like say Orlando, and have the same makeup of wines. I might have to skew it a little bit differently. When I came here, I didn't sell nearly as much Italian wine in Texas. Here, I can't keep the stuff on the shelf. I just sell more and more than any place I've ever sold before. So I did not know that coming in, but now that I'm here, I definitely do. But what if those Italian wines don't sell in another city? As far as franchise, if I ever franchise it out, that's when I'm moving to Europe. So.
Well, actually, no, because what you actually spoke about now, that wasn't scaling, that was franchising.
Yeah.
When you have another person running it,
Yep.
and kind of being the buyer and the runner, and you're kind of like overlooking managing.
So
Yeah,
your
and-
goal is to help people doing the same kind of business.
I would love to help somebody like I was helped when I was younger that wants to get in both business and into the wine industry, to manage a store, but have more of an autonomy to that store. So instead of just like, the simple management usually just has like a key or something like that, opens the door, sells the wine, they don't do anything. I mean, they'll be more responsible for what they actually sell in the store, the promotions that are put on and everything like that. And because then their next step will be opening up a place of their own next.
Okay.
And then you just bring in somebody else that needs that help too. So
As you mentioned, the age of yours, like by yourself. So how old are you?
I am 47.
47.
Yes.
Is this your first business?
This is my first business on my own, yes.
Yeah, I want to tell people who is dreaming about like their own business in 20s or 30s or 40s. So you have to know that there is a good time every time. So once you decide, but you have to be a professional, or you have to love what you're doing. So it's the main point, I think. I believe in that. Because there is no right time.
Yeah.
The right time is every time
Yes.
you decide.
Yes.
So, and you're happy now.
Oh, very happy now. Yeah, very, very happy.
And you look happy.
Thank you very much. There is no right time, and this comes from somebody. I'll tell you, like my background was with my family is that I come from a family that really didn't try that hard to step out of their lane, so to speak. It just wasn't the way I was raised. They didn't like push you to do new stuff. And then I met my wife, and her family is completely different. They did push her to step out of her lane, to try new things and like that. And she's done that for me. She's made me say, yeah, you can do certain things. But you don't need that. You just need to believe in yourself and what you want to do. I think that if you just look at it as just a way to, like, if you're like looking to just grasp onto something that might seem like a new idea that, oh, I can do this as a business, but you don't actually believe in that, you're going to have a really hard time with your business.
It's 100%. What is your dream now?
What is my dream now?
Yes.
Oh man, I had this because somebody asked me this question very recently. I'm like, if I'm living my dream right now, I have to think of another dream that I have. I would love for this to continue and to grow and for us to build upon it. But really what I want to do down the line, I always tell my friends, like back in Texas and stuff, yes, I'm retired now and I'm just running a little wine shop here. But down the road, I mean, if my next step would be, I love Spain and I love like San Sebastian, just to open up a little place there near the beach and just have a little wine shop with a little bit of tapas there.
Oh, I
the
can imagine
European
that.
small wine shop there, you know, and that's
He's already buying a ticket.
yeah, no, that would be
Give me
my
the
old man
address.
dream there. So yeah, that's what I got.
We'll meet you there.
Okay, I think that's the perfect point for us to finish our
Awesome.
interview, but we have one more thing to be done.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, we want you to make a present for our audience or something. It could be the book, it could be the bottle of wine, it could be anything you desire. So what's your point?
Yeah, I think
How
that
do they get it?
Yeah,
What do they have to do? Come on.
that's a great question.
yeah.
That's more of like the question than what to give them.
All right. I don't know what question that they have to ask though.
Oh, maybe-
you guys help me.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
let's do that.
right.
We have your dream.
Yes.
We have the small wine shop in Spain.
Yes.
Maybe we'll ask people to create a name for that thing.
Awesome.
And for the best one you choose, we'll give them what?
We will give them a copy of Natural Wine, which is an introduction to organic and biodynamic wines by Isabel Legeron. She's a master of wine, and a bottle of Christian Shida Birdscape red wine that is just phenomenal. Very small producer out of Austria. One of my personal favorites.
Wow, that's crazy.
So a book and a bottle. A book and a bottle.
A book and a bottle.
So you can read while you're drinking.
Exactly.
Yes. So,
Full package.
guys, I do believe that you have to do that. So we have a dream of teams. So the small wine shop in Spain. So
Your name.
you have to create a name and write down below this video in comments, and we'll pick it up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to you and you choose.
Yes, we'll get back to team
We'll
and
do a little follow up.
yeah. Okay, so let's do that.
Maybe we'll even do the IGTV and do it live.
Oh,
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that
As
would be
we're
great.
getting drunk.
That
Sorry. Wine taste.
Oh, wow.
Wine taste.
Yeah, we'll drink their bottle.
and read that book. Okay, I want to thank you because it
you.
was awesome interview
definitely.
and it was a
Definitely
pleasure.
great first.
It was a
Awesome.
pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for sharing your thoughts and
This
your
was
dreams.
fun.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
and
love the tattoo.
Oh, thank you very much. That's my wine bottle. When I got it made, the tattoo artist said it's upside down. And I'm like, but that's my pouring hand. You know, I gotta pour with that hand. So
that's great. It's good that we are not asking people to make a tattoo.
I know, that'd be so hard. It's
Yeah.
like, go get a tattoo for us.
That's a year from now.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank you
team.
very much.
Thank you, guys. We are waiting for your comments, for your names, and you have to share this video if you like it. So put like
Thumbs
time,
up.
yeah, and see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.